Welcome back to the second half of this two-part podcast of Scott Sports 101. Now we'll get to the NFL news. Rather than prohibiting fans from attending games this fall, the NFL will allow individual teams to set limits regarding stadium capacity, according to the Athletic's Danielle Kaplan. Kaplan reported the league instructed franchises to follow whatever local guidelines are in place regarding the COVID-19 pandemic. In other words, as of now, the NFL will not dictate capacity thresholds, no matter the virus penetration on the ground. And I will keep you updated on this story, what I will do, and I will let you know what is going on with this. I will let you know. Because I don't think there's going to be packed crowds. It's not going to be 70 plus thousand fans like we're all used to. It's going to be a lot different this year. Moving on to the Cleveland Cavs news right now. The Cleveland Cavaliers will have Andre Drummond for another season, and expectations are now raised. It's very likely that the Cleveland Cavaliers will be looking at a different set of circumstances next season. The team has been rebuilding for 2 seasons now, and will have 3 top 10 picks in a row to help that process. With Kevin Love still on the roster, Tristan Thompson leaning towards re-signing, and now news that Andre Drummond will opt in for the final year of his contract, it's entirely likely that this team is now focused on competing and not rebuilding. Drummond by no means is a game changer like LeBron James or Luka Doncic, but Drummond makes for a great building block, even if he's a better defender than scorer. His defense may not be as heralded as Rudy Gobert's, but his defense is pretty dynamic. And considering his limited offense skill set, you need to be able to make a splash at the end of the court. If you can't at the other. Drummond can be that type of player. So with Drummond opting in, and the fact that they have their quality bigs and their 3 top 10 picks, Colin Sexton, Darius Garland, and the yet to be made 2020 pick, it seems like expectations for this season are shifting. While there may be still some in the front office and in the fan base that thinks the process worked for the 76ers, tanking for nearly a decade just doesn't make sense to most people, and I can agree with that 100%. Are there any things to figure out? The Cavs do need to figure out some things out. Namely, what to do about the point guard spot. Garland played solidly as a defender, and he started to show improvement. But he's on a lot of worst 2020 rookie season list for a reason. Does the team try to swing a contract? Garland a few picks to go get a veteran. Garland a few picks to go to get a veteran point guard. Do they go after a veteran starter in free agency? Would they consider reinserting Matthew Dellavedova into the starting spot? Will Dellavedova even come back? There's a lot of lingering questions about what to do going forward. but likely but likely the Cavs have all the time in the world to figure that out. What moves do you think the Cavs need to make to compete in the 2020-21 season? Let me know what you think. I want to know what your thoughts are and what you think the Cavs need to do. Put something on my discussion page at Scott Sports 101 on my YouTube channel, or go to my website at scottsports101@gmail.com. And I'm going to keep you updated on this. Now moving on to NBA news, Nikola Jokic tested positive for coronavirus on Tuesday after they began testing players who plan on traveling to Orlando to finish out the 2019-2020 NBA season. Jokic immediately becomes the biggest name in the NBA to test positive for the virus, and the first confirmed case in the league since both Rudy Gobert and Donovan Mitchell tested positive back in March. The NBA knew this moment was coming. They began player testing on Tuesday with built-in precautions for those positive tests and timetables for when those players can return to their teams, according to ESPN's Adrian Wojnarowski. The plans include enhanced insurance. Even with the league being comfortable with positive tests, though NBA fans still seem pretty unsettled by this. Jokic's positive test that had fans calling for the league to cancel the season. And a lot of fans do, and there's certain fans, there's a few on Twitter that feel that, several actually, that feel that they should cancel the season. Even before Jokic's positive test, people were uncomfortable with the thought of players testing positive and then continuing to play after being quarantined. The NBA is almost certainly coming back, and that is set for July 31st, and there are people who are definitely excited about it, but it's also clear that some are just uncomfortable with players testing positive for coronavirus. This tweet sums up the thinking pretty well. It's hard to blame them. Yes, the financial implications of the NBA coming back are dire for both players and the league. But on the other hand, this is a virus we still don't know much about, and it's being treated in the same way as a normal injury would. It's easy to see where the discomfort comes in for the people. At the end of the day, though the NBA is moving forward with this plan one way or another, the only thing people can do is brace for more of this to come, and that is really the bottom line right there. But hey, the NBA is coming back. They're doing everything they can to make sure that everyone is safe. We will get to Indians news and MLB news in just a second. But right now, it is time to reveal the answer to today's Scott Sports 101 trivia question. In what year was the Nerf football created? And if you said 1972, you are correct. The foamy Nerf football, a favorite amongst children, was created in 1972 by former Minnesota Vikings Fred Cox, who still receives quarterly checks from the company due to this invention. And I will have another trivia question on my next podcast, so stay tuned for that. And I remember playing. I had a Nerf football, and I remember playing that playing with it when I was a kid. The Indians are getting ready because Major League Baseball is set for opening day to begin on July 24th, and they're already working out at players already working out at Progressive Field, and there are also still some virtual workouts as well. They're abiding by the rules, and they've made adjustments and protocols. It's not going to be a season. It's only going to be a 60-game season, and fans who are there and pitchers who throw the ball, who pitch, and fans who catch the ball, it won't be like it has been before. And they may or may not be selling beer this time. It may not be back till 2022. We'll have to wait and see on that. But Major League Baseball and MLB news is set to return, and opening day of baseball, July 24th, so it's play ball on July 24th. And the Indians are really looking forward to it, and all the teams are. And but the players aren't sure how this is going to work, but we'll have to wait and see how this is going to work. But yes, there will be a season, 60 games, with the postseason playoffs. No expansion on the playoffs, no expanded playoffs, but there will be a regular season and postseason. Regular season, 60 games, and postseason and all that, and the World Series as well. And but they will. Some players may not feel comfortable wanting to play, and they can just opt not to play and get the credit. And but there are going to be there could be some baseball players who could test positive for coronavirus, and they will be testing players, I think, each and every day. So I will keep you updated on this story. But Major League Baseball is set to return on July 24th, which will be opening day, and they will be doing spring training beginning next weekend, July 4th weekend. They will be starting that actually July 1st, and they'll be doing it through July 4th weekend and for a few more weeks. And the NHL is still in negotiations of when the NHL season is going to resume, and that could be sometime in July as well. Well, that's just about going to wrap it up for this edition of Scott Sports 101. I'll be back with another podcast either tomorrow or Friday or this weekend, or tomorrow, Thursday or Friday or this weekend, excuse me. But until then, always remember, be a team player each and every day in every way possible. So long, everybody. 3, 2, 1, I'm done.